Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Heartland Prowler 303BH bunkhouse travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking on your campsite. There'll be plenty of room for that awning to come out. Then over here on your off campsite, I want you to think about your slide. There'll be plenty of room for that to come in and out. And leave yourself a nice walking path, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Back here behind your slide, or behind your tires when you're driving, is going to be your power, and then your water connection at the campsite is going to be right behind that. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. Now, the unit does come with a power tongue jack. A night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply lift or lower the unit. Extend to lift, retract to lower until you've got your unit level. Now, should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here is this manual override. You can use that hand crank on that. You can get this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose as you're coming down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Your unit comes with power stabilizing jacks. Now remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. All we want to use these for is to stabilize our unit. As these come down, you may have to adjust the feet a little. Sometimes one side will come down, then the other. All you're going to do is bring these down just until they're taut. And I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop. Use your 10% off coupon, get a 4-pack of those, put them down underneath these, and run them down just till they're taut. Once you hear that you can tell you're getting ready to lift the unit, don't bring it up anymore. Remember, we've already got our unit level. We don't want to mess that up. We want to just get it stable. I'll run these up real quick. Show you the back one's working. To get the front down, turn to the back. And do the same back here. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and our water. Big, long 50 amp cord here. At the end of that 50 amp cord, should you need to plug into a campsite with 30, you have a 50 to 30 dog bone that comes in your convenience pack. And if you ever need to plug into 110 at home or anywhere else, you can throw this on there and plug into 110. Once you got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. City water connection on the back. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Coming over here on your campsite, just to the left of your doorway, it's going to be your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, make sure drain plug's back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around that. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now, if your hose has been on for a little while, You go inside and open up your water taps. Once you get all the air out of the lines, you got a nice steady flow of water, shut them off, then you can turn on your hot water heater indoors. There is an on-off electric element right here. The only time you ever want to turn this on is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, turn it on indoors. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Look and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them in. They are a reset button, and then you have your pressure release valve. So let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to hook up and go boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our potable water or fresh water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. Two ways to tell when that's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check your battery in black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. That'll tell you when this is full. Once this is full, put your cap back on. Then when you need to utilize that water, you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Remember, don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up to camp. Got power and water. I'm going to walk you around the unit. Starting here on the campsite in the front. Got your big pass-through storage. This is all your hitch work. That is a manual override crank for your slide. I'll show you where that works. Got your power stabilizing jacks. Show them the rest of the way back up. You set a TV out here. Plug in cable here. 110 here. Your low point drains. That's for the campsites. And that's your freshwater tank. That hole right there is for that hand crank for a manual override for your slide. Again, your freshwater connection. Hot water heater. That is a flue for your furnace. Two things: if you're running your furnace, steer clear of it because it does get hot, and make sure nothing's blocking it. It does have a couple outdoor speakers, a vent for your microwave, your awning with LED lighting. Coming down over to the side here, this is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite, dumping your black tanks. On your awning, you have a pitch adjust. Hypothetically, your picnic table's at that end. It starts to rain. You want the rain to come this way. Simply pull down on that pitch adjust, and it's going to send all the rain down to this end. Your outdoor kitchen here, 110. You have to flip over our grill here. Just flip your griddle top over like so. Quick connect LP hose. Pull that out. Hook it up right there. Back of your unit, your spare tire. You also prepped for a Furrion backup camera. Device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle. Electronically communicating with this piece and giving you a backup camera for the unit. Come back over here again is our outdoor shower. Hot and cold water. City water connect. Here's where you plug in your cable at the campsite. Again, our power. And there's where we're going to dump our black and gray tanks. Come along the side of your slide and on your off camp side. One thing I want to talk about on your slide, these wiper seals here, you want them to stay flexible to keep the life of these going. They actually have a fluid that you can spray on those to keep them very pliable. Other side of your pass-through storage. Again, your battery posts, check them every now and then. Your propane does come with a cover. And underneath that cover is your propane with a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. First thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Up here on the wall immediately to your left is your interior and exterior lighting, your slide control, which you already have out, your awning. You're only going to run that awning out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees, and you can see that bar. That will extend itself past that, so keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't exceed where you need to go. Shut off those lights. And let's continue the tour. Coming into our right, entertainment center. If you do hook a TV up here, when you plug in your cable, before you run your digital channel scan, make sure that green light's on. That's a digital channel enhancer, and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. Turn on the sound system here on the top. Select through. Dual zoned, indoors, outdoors. Really nice sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth connection, auxiliary hookups, indoor, outdoor speakers. A lot of individual lighting here. Your sofa will jackknife down into a bed, like so. Put it back, lift up on the front, pull it back forward. Your table, wiggle this top up, those legs will pull out. Set this table down onto this wooden lip all the way around. Remove your back cushions, put it on top, and there's another sleeping area. A couple of USBs back there. Coming over to your kitchen area, I'm going to start down here on the floor. I want to talk about your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention this is 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So no battery disconnect on this unit, so if you are boondocking, if you're going to be gone for the day, disconnect your positive battery post to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Self-explanatory microwave. You do have a light and a fan above your cooktop here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Just fold it up here. Turn this to light, hit your spark, and there's your flame. Same thing on the oven. No need for a pilot light anymore. Turn this to light, light it, and then set it to the desired temperature. Your Norcold fridge. Hold this in for about 5 seconds. That turns on. So whatever's white is what you're controlling. For example, this is the freezer. This is the fridge. So the freezer we have set at 5. Fridge we usually bring to 3. And then this is a night mode. Night mode means I'm not going to be opening and closing as much. Please save me some power. Shut that off. That is our heat duct, which I'll bring you back to our thermostat. A little chilly this morning, but I am going to crank the air up one time. We'll shut our air off. It off. See, it shuts off rather quickly. Now I'm going to turn on the furnace fan. Turn some heat on. Turn it up on this. Up and down for these. There's your furnace kick on. You hear that. Now you notice when I shut the furnace fan off, it's going to take a few minutes for that fan to cycle through and shut off. Coming into your bathroom, a few important things in here: a fan and lighting. You'll have to hand crank open that vent. So here's where we'll check our levels. Here's our brand new battery. There's a fresh water button I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Black and gray tanks. Water pump if using potable water. And here's where you turn on your water heater. Below that, a 110 with GFCI reset. Come back in your bunk area. Again, that table will do the same. Wiggle loose, set it down on the lips down there, and your back will become a table, or backs will become cushions for a bed. Excuse me. This top bed will actually lift up. You'll lock in on that side, and it will strap lock over on this side. Better to travel with it down, less chance of those straps to falling, pulling out of the wall or anything from being bounced around. You have a vent back here, no fan to it. Prep for a TV as well, 110 and cable back here. In the hallway here on the floor is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got a ton of 15s, A1. I highly recommend keeping a handful of those with you when you go camping. This door for the bunk area, make sure you have this strap back for travel. Individual lights here. Your smoke alarm here in the middle of the ceiling. Head back into your bedroom. So lighting here, and then individual lighting to touch here. Put this back on. You're all prepped for TV back here, and you can subscribe to Winegard. Get a hold of them. There's their information. You can subscribe and get Wi-Fi and 4G LTE on here. Have your own. There's your Winegard system info. You have storage under the bed as well. One last thing to cover on the inside. Up here on the wall is an owner's manual that you can scan and get. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. I like to start by shutting off my main interior lights over here by the door. Then I can look through the unit and see if I've left any lights on. Bathroom's off, bunks are secure. Doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are secure. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. I would say especially this door here, make sure this is all closed in. If your TV, have it back so this slide doesn't catch it. I'm just going to hit slide in. The bottom always shifts up first. That's because the slide mechanism is on the bottoms. See the importance of having these doors closed. All of other doors are closed and snap back. So I wanted you to hear that little noise. That is just the slide mechanism telling itself not to go in any further. Don't worry, it's nothing grinding. As you exit the unit, a couple things on these stairs. They do have adjustable feet by removing this little pin. As you exit, to close this door, make sure this exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this could catch on it. Bring that in, turn and lock your door in there. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn your handle. At this point, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our cable, and our water. While boondocking, we're going to dump that low point drain. And if we're at the campsite, we'll dump this one. Lastly, we come to our hot water heater. I'm going to lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of the hot water out of there. Push that handle back down, otherwise this door will not close. And then you can pull your drain plug. And we are going to hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be just behind the tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. 10-foot hose comes in your convenience pack. Hook up your hose, hook the other end into the dump, and pull your black handle, your sewer handle. Once that sounds like it's no longer draining, you're going to keep that handle open. We're going to then come all the way over to the campsite and with the hose at the dump station, leaving your black handle open, hook up that hose and let that hose run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Close that up. Close your black handle. Pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers, and that'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Once that's done, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right in this bumper. Again, thank you guys so much. for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Prowler for many years to come. Happy camping.